All right, welcome to the informational meeting. I'm going to be talking, so if you're talking at the same time, you might have a hard time hearing me, but maybe you think I've talked enough already this morning. I want to encourage those of you who are watching on the live stream of this video to go ahead. If you have a question you would like answered, go ahead and call the church number. I have a phone there that will ring. That's 229-7386, or you can text your question to that number that we're receiving prayer requests at 559-492-0093. I want to welcome you all to this informational meeting. So we recognize, the council recognized, as we discussed and made plans for this meeting, we recognize that it might be somewhat inopportune timing to be talking right now amid COVID and all the difficulties, to be talking about, hey, should we explore buying a piece of property if one becomes available? But the fact is that the council was talking about this long before any of this started. This ball has been rolling, and the question before us today is maybe more a matter of, do we stop this ball from rolling, or do we continue to allow it to roll and just see where God takes us in this exploration? So the reason that we've been looking into this possibility really has to do with what we're discovering about the mission of our church and what God is putting in front of us. We've recognized for the last couple of years that one of the big tasks God's put in front of us is to be a great place for people of all ages, especially kids, to grow in their faith, because we've got a whole bunch of kids in our congregation. And so one of the questions we've been asking is, does our current property, do we have the facilities here that we need in order to do what we need to do for kids programs? And one of the big obstacles we realized is, especially, say, for GEMS and cadets, for after dark children's activities, there are safety concerns about this property. And so we started thinking, well, and also there are a lot of the young families are some of the people who live furthest from this property. So we started thinking, is there the possibility of doing some of this, especially these children's activities and maybe some fellowship events, at some place that is in a little bit different area? And the area that we've identified as promising. Am I still on? The area that we've identified as promising. Am I on? Okay, I'm going to 2. See, I knew I kept the area. So sorry for those of you on the live stream if you didn't hear anything I said for the last minute or two. I don't know. I'm not going to rewind too far because I don't know where to start again. But the idea that the area that we've identified as promising is just a few miles west of town on Whitesbridge, or 180. There's a lot of open land out there, and we thought there might be the possibility that at some point a few acres, or maybe maybe even with some building, might become available, and we should look into it. So I want to emphasize, and this was emphasized in the letter from a few weeks ago, the restricted nature of the motion that we're going to be voting on. This is not authorizing us to complete the sale of some property. There's no property that we're considering right now. All it does is enable the committee that the council appointed to look into this, to enable that committee to enter into escrow, to basically make an offer on a property if one comes on the market, so that we can take that first step. And that'll enable us then to quickly schedule a congregational meeting, give the council a chance to drive out there and look at the property without perhaps losing the sale to somebody else if it's an attractive property. So in order to complete the sale, we still need to have another congregational meeting, have everybody see what the property is and how much we're offering for it and what the arrangements would be. This does not enable us to complete the sale. It just enables that committee to put in an offer and to enter escrow so that we can strike when there's an opportunity, if that's God's will. And also, this motion does not have in view selling this building and moving our whole operation out there. We can continue that conversation, and I know there are thoughts on both sides of that. This is really just what we're looking for, is a property that we could do children's activities. We have especially in mind GEMS and cadets, and maybe some fellowship events out there at a property that would be a little more accessible and convenient. And safe in certain ways. So the motion that the council puts before you is the following: that the membership of the church is authorizing a committee of the council to enter into escrow on a property the council or the committee deems suitable for children's activities and fellowship, and any purchase would be contingent on an affirmative congregational vote on the specific property and purchase price. So that's the motion. We're asking that all the votes be by ballot, since having people in person at a congregational meeting is difficult for obvious reasons right now, and we didn't even anticipate the smoke. So the ballots will be due 2 weeks from today on September 27th. And please mark your ballot, and for the sake of anonymity, you can put that in an envelope and write your name on the outside of the envelope, and that way we make sure that only adult professing members are voting on the motion. Are there any questions? Sure. So the the way the council envisions this working is that the committee would enter into escrow, and then the council would, before a congregational vote it would be scheduled, or before we'd have a congregational meeting, the council would also take a look at it, because the council has to schedule that meeting. So no, the committee couldn't force the congregational vote without the input of council, because the council has to also have input in order to schedule that. Does that answer your question? Right now on the committee is Jonathan DeGroat, John Verwey, Garrett Rulofs, and Joni Visser, and the council is looking to add a couple of other people. We're thinking especially some people from Fresno, so that it's not all people from the southwest area of our church geography. So those are the people who are on the committee. If you would like a ballot, we were not going to mail them all out, but just let us know, and we will make sure you get one, and in time to return it by the 27th. So you can email the church office or text me. Just make sure either Sharon or I know that you would like a ballot, and we'll coordinate getting one to you.
Any other questions? None?
I don't know. There's none on here.
This is a vote from the congregation. I'm not understanding the question.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not hearing a question in there. I'm hearing an opinion, which is fine, but it all right. Steve, you want to take over the meeting? You're the chair.
I'd really like to clarify your comment. I understand what you're saying, that the committee, everybody that's on the committee lives in a certain area, a certain region. Okay, so we're going to add to the committee to get a more rounded a view. Okay, but what, and I understand what your motion is, and it's seconded, and we're discussing it now. So the motion is table the vote, and it's been seconded. So we need to discuss that also. And we will vote on it because it's a motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Do we want to table the vote right now until we get a more diverse opinion on the council? I mean, on the committee. I apologize for that. On the committee. Okay, so Robert's comments were that what we're doing now is just voting on whether we're going to move forward. It's not on the location. It's not on who's on the committee, correct? It's just whether the congregation wants to move forward with some kind of property somewhere to move forward with furthering the church.
The vote today is, let's be clear, the vote today is whether we're moving forward or not on buying property.
That's basically all it is.
Why doesn't the ballot say that?
You're absolutely right. Okay, we're discussing whether we want to table this vote or not. Okay. Okay, yeah, nobody on this side can hear you. We're still discussing tabling the vote. Okay, from what the comment was, is the motion is unclear. Okay, to authorize the committee of council to enter into escrow on a property of council, the council or committee deemed suitable for children's activities and fellowship. Any purchase would be contingent on affirmative congregational vote on the specific property and purchase price. So the problem, as I understand it, from over here on the west side, is that going into escrow is a problem, not just finding a property or moving forward. Is that the issue? Is going into escrow?
The issue is, it seems like we're offering a kind of a blank check to whoever the committee is to buy property.
No, not at all. Enter escrow basically does not mean a lot. We can back out any time at all. And if the congregation doesn't like the property, it's null and void.
Is there any cost to backing out of escrow?
No.
No,
Okay, well, we wouldn't get into that position. So it sounds like if we rewrite this to just basically move ahead, the committee to just keep looking, because if the congregation does not want the committee to move forward, that's what this is for. You don't like it's written because going into escrow, you don't like that part of it. Okay. Okay, so the problem is it reads enter into escrow. So it's not that seems to be the problem right now. Okay? So the motion is to table this until we remove this from the motion. This is a motion, okay? What I'm gonna ask is if we want to table this right now, then I'm gonna ask for another motion to scratch this going into escrow for the committee, and just basically move forward. I can't make a motion, okay? So that's what I'm gonna ask. Okay, if we could have a new motion, unless this passes, just for the committee to move forward. Don't go into escrow. You're absolutely right. That's what I said we were going to do. Okay, but we're not through with discussion. Okay, we're open to discussion right now. So, is there any more discussion on tabling this vote? Okay. That's going to happen. Okay? That is a fact.
So then what's going to change on this once a more diverse
Just
is on the committee?
just the line, your first line on here. Council to enter into escrow. That's what the motion is tabled because of that. Okay? Any more discussion?
I think the point of this whole deal of giving them permission to enter into escrow is so that they don't miss out on a property before they can get the church together to vote on it. I believe is what the intention was, correct?
Correct. Okay, did you hear that?
That is mainly why they're asking for that permission. But I'm not so positive that if it's that I don't think a property that's going to work out for us, if it's that touch and go, I don't know if it's necessarily
To
rushing to things.
to go into escrow.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
If we don't have enough time to actually everyone know what's be on the same page, do we want to rush into something no matter how great it is?
Okay. Any more discussion? Okay, this is for members only, so if you're not a member, and I'm going to ask for hands, and I'm going to ask for somebody to help me count, okay? So what we're voting on right now is whether to table this motion. Okay, that's all we're voting on right now. And I'm going to ask for a show of hands. Of course, how are we going to do that on the people on live stream? I don't know. Yeah, it's going to have to be in person. Okay, so all in favor of tabling this motion on this piece of paper right now, would you please raise your hand? Members only. To table this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that what I... Ernie, is your mom a member? Okay. 12. 12. Is that correct? Did Feeney vote? 13? 13? Okay. What's that? Well, that's correct. That's next. Okay. So, all in not favor of tabling this motion as it's written, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, right now we have 13 for, 12 against is what I'm seeing. Okay, so the motion to table this carries. Okay, so I'm going to say we're going to vote again next week. Oh, I apologize. I misspoke. Okay, so we're going to table this. So this basically does not say that this motion is null and void, but it's to table it for later. Yeah, I would like to hear a motion on just basically what we want to do, but I think we're going to need to analyze this a little bit. So basically that's it. We're not going to vote right now. All these votes are, you can throw them, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. Modify the motion. What's that? So, any other comments? I apologize if this is not clear, but maybe we could clarify it a little bit more right now.
Are you waiting for a motion?
You can either close the meeting or entertain a motion.
No, this motion is open still. We're just going to table it.
So then I would like to make a new motion
Okay.
that we, if removed, it's maybe a friendly amendment, but that we would remove the verbiage from the motion to enter into escrow, taking that out of the motion that we will then untable or will open up again.
Okay. So just you tell me exactly what you want to remove. How many words? 3 words go into escrow?
Okay, I'm going to explain something procedurally here. There are a number of different options or ways that we can proceed in this exploration. One of them is that the committee finds a property and says, hey, this looks good, brings it to the council's attention, and the council says, hey, we might want to make an offer on this, and then bring it to the congregation. We don't need any motion in order to do that right now. The council has the freedom to bring that motion to the congregation. The reason we would have needed a congregational vote on this motion is because our bylaws say that the council cannot enter into any real estate transaction or complete it. It cannot make any part of a real estate transaction without a congregational vote. So we couldn't enter into escrow without the congregation first saying, go ahead and do that. But if the desire of the congregation is, and I'm getting the sense that might be the case from the tabled motion, if the desire of the congregation is we would like to first know about the property before we even enter into escrow, then nothing more needs to be done at this point, and the council is free to bring that to the congregation's attention if an opportunity comes up. Does that answer the questions? I saw some nods. So.
Okay, this congregational meeting is over. Thank you.